Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the HooToo TripMate Nano. This is a all-in-one travel router and media sharing center. So this is actually a really cool device. It's one of those gadgets that I would put in, like, if you travel a lot, or you just you go out to coffee shops and get on other people's Wi-Fi or whatever like that. Almost an essential item for you to have. And what I like about this is it's going to combine a lot of different things into one small nano gadget, which is just awesome. So let's take a quick look at the box. You can see here, this is HooToo TripMate Nano Travel Router and Media Sharing Center. There's their website, as you can see, hootoo.com, pretty easy. And TripMate Nano, and be either a Wi-Fi router that turns both an existing wired or wireless internet connection into a handy, secure local Wi-Fi hotspot for yourself. And you can connect multiple devices to it. So let's go ahead and open this up. Get out the trusty unboxing knife here and get this tape sliced off. And we will take a look at what's in the box and what this looks like. Okay. Start the box aside. So right out of the box we have a nice little how to HooToo, I guess. How to HooToo. Say that fast 5 times. TripMate Nano user manual. So, and then here's the actual model number on this one, guys. It's the HTTM02, which actually, this is a new release. So this is actually a fairly new model for them. So this is, you're seeing it pretty much here first, hopefully. So you get a nice little micro USB cable. And then the actual device itself, which is just really tiny. So there it is, there's the HooToo. Let's go ahead and get it out of its packaging. And we will take a look at the ports. And this is very, very light too, guys. So this is very, very travel worthy. You're not even going to notice it's really there, but it's going to be a good item to have when you travel. So let's take a quick look at what it's got on it. As you can see here, there's a reset button and a USB port. Nothing on this side, nothing on this side, and then here's where everything resides here. There's where you're going to charge it. Plug it into your USB. This is for Ethernet, and this is to turn it in from wired to wireless. So what you're going to be able to do with this, and I'm going to pause this video after this and set this up, and we're going to demo it. But what this will allow you to do, say you go to a hotel and they have a wired connection in the room, but you have 3 or 4 wireless devices, and maybe they don't offer Wi-Fi, or it's another charge if you want to use the Wi-Fi versus the wired. So you either plug this in, and it will actually turn their wired into a wireless access point for you that you can connect multiple devices to. So you might have an iPhone, an iPad, maybe another tablet, and by using one connection for their wired, you're now able to connect securely. Even this kind of sets up your own little Wi-Fi that you can encrypt or put a password on, and have now 3 or 4 devices using their one wired connection. So you can pay for one wired connection and use 3 or 4 devices, where usually one wired, one device at a time. So that's kind of nice. Another option is you can put USB mass storage. If you have a USB stick you want to put in here, you can put this in here. If you have a USB hard drive, you can put that in here. Now it's on the network, so you can access your files from a tablet, a phone, or whatever that you have on that storage device. So that is making this kind of a media sharing center in another right. Then changing it from wired to wireless. You can put this on wireless. Say you're at a coffee shop and you got to do some secure stuff and you don't trust it. Well, you turn this on, you join the Wi-Fi network that is at the coffee shop. Usually those are free, but hey, some of them you got to pay for. And then what this does is it broadcasts its own Wi-Fi hotspot out there that you join, and you have some security you can put between the two, some encryption, whatever you want to do. So you're kind of using their Wi-Fi hotspot, and then if you have multiple devices, again, you can connect to this instead of connecting to their Wi-Fi hotspots, and kind of leech off them and have 3 or 4 devices connected to their one through this. So this has a lot of cool features, and so we've gone over the the abilities and everything. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to get this set up. We're first going to hook it up to the wired, and we're going to go from there and see what all this is capable of doing. Again, guys, this is the HooToo TripMate Nano. Basically a wireless router and media sharing hub. So I'm going to pause the video and we'll be right back after we get this set up, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. And I've got the HooToo TripMate all set up here. So let me go ahead and describe what I've got set up here and what we're going to put this thing to the test for. Right here is just a USB power brick. I think this is like a 7500 milliamp USB charger. I've got it powering the HooToo right here, as you can see. That's just plugged into its micro USB. Then here we have a wired Ethernet connection coming into it. So this is, case scenario is we're at a hotel and we only have wired, or we're in an office and we only have a wired connection. So I plugged the wired connection into the HooToo. And then this is its USB, so where you can plug in, like, you know, if you had a thumb drive or a USB hard drive or whatever, you could plug this in here for your media. Now what I've actually done is put this gear head, like this is like, it has SD card slots on one side and 3 USB slots on the other side. And what I've actually done is put an adapter in between. This is a USB to SD card adapter. So I'm actually using an SD card, no local storage on this USB device. So I wanted to see if I could take an SD card and slide it into the USB and actually see the data. So that's our setup. So this is broadcasting on Wi-Fi. So let's go ahead and we'll bring up the iPad here and let me pan over just a little bit here. Hopefully you can see this. And so what we're going to do now is I've connected to, bring this up and maybe I can zoom in here. Okay. So what you do is you connect to the Wi-Fi signal that you see, and it should say like TripMate Nano. You can see up here, that's what I'm actually connected to. So you connect to the Wi-Fi device, and the default password out of the gate for the SSID on this is just 8 number 1. So just 1111 8 times. You'll connect. So that's what I've done. I've connected to the TripMate Nano. Now, let's just see what this thing has running. I have an app called Snap. And so we can go ahead and let's rescan. And what this is actually going to do is, this is scanning the network that I'm on, which is the TripMate Nano. And it's going to tell me how many hosts it finds connected to, or actually on this network. And then also, it's going to pop up and say, give me the ability to go just a little bit further to see what all is open on this TripMate Nano. Alright, so it did find the TripMate Nano, so let's go ahead and just click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a scan services, which you can see down at the bottom. And that's the default IP address, guys, that this thing gets out of the gate, is a 10.10.10.254. So just FYI. So we're going to hit scan services down here, and then any ports that are open on this device are going to show up. And so it's actually done its scanning. It says it's pingable. It's still scanning, but so far it's found NetBIOS, HTTP, so it has a web server on this device. Also, you can use Telnet, and it does have a Microsoft SMB, which is a server message block. So it's almost like a file server. That's the protocol that is being used for sharing files, so like a NAS or Samba shares if you're like a Linux person. So through this app, if I actually hit the website, it'll actually bring up the website. And you can log in, and the login is just admin, and the password is blank, and you just hit enter, and bang, now you have a website that you can access this thing with. So if you're on a computer or a laptop, a Mac, whatever, Windows, you can actually access this through a website. And you can see you can configure user accounts, network. You can see the services that are running, so let's just click on services. And it says Samba service, and it is actually on. And that is your SMB. Like I said, a Samba share. And this is actually running a Linux OS, is what it's doing. So let's go ahead and close out of that. Now, that may be a little more complicated than some people want to do. So they have an app in the App Store. It's called HooToo TripMate, and I can scroll down there. You can see what the icon looks like. So let's go ahead and we will launch the HooToo TripMate, and this is available for Android and iOS. So we'll go ahead and just launch it. And I'm going to show you on the Android device here. I've got a Samsung S4. I've also already connected to the HooToo on this to the Wi-Fi. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the home view. Now you can see that it says USB disk. So it's seeing my SD card now that I have plugged into this adapter. So if I click on this, let's see in the share. And now it's seeing some folders. So let's just say music, and I do have a song in there. And what this app will allow you to do is to stream it. So I can just push that, and we're just going to go ahead and open it with Google Play Music. I'll just say just this once, and we should start hearing music. There it is. Okay, so let's back out of that. Go back again. Now, we'll go into the video tab. Videos. Oh, it says the folder is empty. So let's try it in here. I'll go to the home screen on the iPad. There's seeing my disk, share, video. So it's showing some videos, so I'm going to have to close the app after I played the music. So let's get a video stream in here. Let's turn this down so I don't have to speak over it.
Coming up today on
So we are streaming a video on the iPad from this SD card. And now the closing the app and going back in will show me I see videos on this. So we're going to use the video player on the Android device. I'll say just once. And this will start streaming another video that I have on this device on the Android device. So we've got two devices connected to it. And one streaming, one still loading. So we're kind of doing a little stress test on this to see how many things we can get going at once. But you know, it says you can stream, connect multiple devices to this and do all sorts of stuff like streaming and stuff like that. But for some reason this video does not seem to be wanting to stream. Let's hit pause, play again, maybe that'll get that going, but no. So I actually did have this running earlier, guys, where I had two videos streaming at the same time. So I don't know, maybe this app is having some issues since I went to music. But, you know, case in point, you can stream multiple devices at the same time and share this with like multiple people doing multiple things, music on one, video on the other, etc., etc. So it works, and you can see there's not much latency, not much lag. Of course, this one here is kind of a bad example. Let me just reset this one off the camera here, and maybe I can get this to work. Or what we'll do is we'll do music on one. So here's music. See if we can get this playing. So we got music playing on this one. So I'm going to turn it down and let it just keep playing. And see if this affects the stream, which it doesn't look like it's doing. There's no latency or anything in the video. So that seems to be working good. So we've got two devices, one streaming music, one streaming video. So, now the other thing I wanted to demonstrate on this, not only does it have a website and an app. Let's stop the stream. If we come into, if you have like a good reader, this is one of my favorite apps on the iPad, guys. This is like an awesome app. So we're going to click down here and we're going to do a search for, basically it's doing a search for an SMB, which is just a network share. So anywhere on this iPad's network that it's connected to, if it sees an SMB share, which is basically just out there broadcasting that, hey, I'm available for files, and we're just going to type in admin, which is the default, and no password, and hit enter, and enter. And this should load up like a network share, and you can see it says USB disk 1, volume 1. And if I go ahead and click on that, bam, there's my share. And I go to music, and there is the song I was just streaming on this device. Now I can't stream from this app, but I could upload to this from my inbox, from my downloads. Here's some files that I've already brought into the Good Reader. I could just select that and hit upload one item. And this is actually now copying from the iPad to this SD card. And you can see it's just about done. Bam, there it is. And now the file that I had on the iPad is now on this SD card. So I just transferred a file to a USB stick through the iPad, which, you know, that's one of the major limitations of the iPad these days, is it doesn't have a USB drive. It's hard to get files to and from your iPad or your USB back and forth. So that's very cool that this has an SMB in it. So that's about all I wanted to show you. Now, some of the limitations that I have put this through, and I can't get them to work, but I'll do some more testing, and if I get it to work, I'll put an update out here. I tried multiple USB drives. It only saw one. I tried a USB drive and an SD card on this side. I still only saw the USB drive. I did not see multiple devices. So you can't seem to piggyback on and say, yeah, I have like 3 USB drives and I want to plug them in. Also, the limitation, I've tried a 4 gig, an 8 gig, a 16, and a 32, and then a USB external drive. I can't get anything bigger than 8 gigs to be noticed. Now, I don't know if that's the way it's formatted or what, but it did not see the 16 or the 32 gig thumb drives that I put in it. So I don't know if that's a limitation. Also, I used an external drive. There wasn't enough juice to power the external drive, and this is one that's just strictly USB powered. It doesn't have like a wall outlet or anything like that. So I could not get it to come on. There's just not enough juice coming through the HooToo. Even directly connected to the HooToo and not through my little hub here. I could not get the external drive to power, so maybe limited to an external drive that has to be plugged in, and then it will see it. Again, I don't know if it's like over 32 gig. I'll have to find one and test it out. But the one I have is USB powered and like 500 gig, and it wouldn't power it. Couldn't use it. So anyway, guys, again, I'll keep doing some tests, but this is a really cool device. Let me get it back in the camera view here. And here it is again, the HooToo. Definitely worth the price of admission for this. It's a cool gadget. For the price point on it, it does a lot of stuff. Even if these limitations are true, and again, watch this, come back, I'll try to do an update, or I might do a follow-up video on this just to show you, but it has a lot of potential. Right now I'm only showing you with a wired. This will actually take a wireless and bridge it and make it your own wireless. I just decided to do the wired just to test it out. But like I said, it can just piggyback on a Wi-Fi that's already there, like at a coffee shop, and create your own personal Wi-Fi network like this, that you're a little more secure on and a little more control, and can connect multiple devices too. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and a subscription to the channel, and I will continue to try to do some gadget testing and reviews, and just keep on going, man. Again, thanks again for watching. Have a good one.